Hi, I'm Amanda. In this video, I will be showing you how to use the group, attach, and weld functions in the mySewnet crafting software. To start, we are going to open up our mySewnet crafting software and a blank canvas. To start, I'll just give a quick description of each. You would use group when you have a design that is multiple colors, then you want to be able to move and size them on the canvas together, but when sending them to the machine, they will be on separate mats. Attach would be used when you have a design with, say, different paths, and you not only want to move and size them together on the canvas, but you also want to keep them together on the mat when sending to the machine. Weld is used when you want to join two shapes together to create a new shape or path. It will keep just the outer path after it's welded. To start with, we are going to look at group. I'm going to come down here to the bottom left-hand side to add and select a sample design. Then I'm going to select the B and OK. I'm going to take and move this so that way we can see it better and make it a little larger. So when the B is brought in, it is automatically brought in as group. So you can see I have been able to move the design around on my canvas, and I'm able to resize it, and everything stays together and is proportional. The B design was brought in automatically grouped. If you want to check to see if a design was brought in automatically grouped or attached, you'd come to the right-hand side and select Edit. And here, Ungroup is an option, meaning that it is already grouped. You could also come to the left-hand side, and there is a section called Grouping. And here, you can see the grayed out options means you can't apply them. But if an option is available, like this one here, it says Ungroup, then I can select that. So because group is faded out, I can't select it, it's already grouped. But I can ungroup, and we can see what that does to the design. So now I can come and I can select individual pieces of the design. So like the bee wing, I could take and size it bigger or smaller, or I could even delete it. Now I'm going to regroup my design before we send it to the machine. So I'm going to come over to the left-hand side and select all, and then group. That way we can see what it looks like when we send it grouped to our cutting machine. Now I'm going to send the design to my machine just so you can see what it looks like on the craft project page. Select that mat. I'm just going to go with custom basic blades so we can see the craft project screen. And now you see that each individual color is broken out onto a separate mat. They are not all together on one mat. Group allowed us to move the individual pieces together and size them, but they will each cut separately. Now I'm going to come back to my canvas and I'm going to attach just so we can see what that looks like. As a side note, if the items are grouped, you cannot attach them. And if they are attached, you cannot group them. So first, before I'm able to attach the bumblebee, I'm going to have to come over and ungroup them. And you see now the option to attach is available. The same goes for attached. If I wanted to group my items but they were attached, I would have to detach them and then go in and group them. So I'm going to come up and I'm going to select all on the left-hand side. And then again, you can either do attach here from the grouping, or you can do it from the right-hand side in the edit. And you see what happens when I attach them. It made it all one color. And now we'll go to the craft project page just so you can see how it looks when we send it to the machine. And you see how it has changed the design itself, how it looks like it's just a singular circle. So now we see how this bee design looks when you take and you attach it. So for something like this, attach would not be the proper function for this design. Now we are going to look at attach. I'm going to start with a blank canvas, and I'm going to do text and a shape. So I'm going to come over here to the left-hand side and select Add. So I'm going to select my lettering, and then I'm going to type love. Then, because I want to draw and cut, I'm going to come over and I'm going to change my path type to pen. And I'll make this a little larger. Then I'm going to come over back to the Add and select a basic shape. And I'm going to search for the heart. I'm going to select this heart. I'm going to add it to my canvas. And then I'm actually going to take and I'm going to send it back so my love is in front. And now I'm just going to leave it as is. I'm not going to group or attach anything. And we're going to send it to the machine just so we can see how it looks on the craft project page. Because this will tell us what exactly it will look like when you send it to the machine. And you can see it has broken out my love and my heart into two separate mats. What I would really like to do is write love and then cut out the heart on one mat. So I'm going to hit cancel, and I'm going to go back to my screen, and I'm going to select all, and I'm going to group just to show you the difference between group and attach. So I've grouped them. I'm going to send it to the machine again. I'm going to select next and continue. And again, we see even with group, it has still separated them out into two separate mats. It's not going to draw and cut on the same mat, on the same material. So I'm going to hit cancel, and I'm going to and remember, you can access the group functions from either the Edit tab on the right-hand side or on the left-hand side in the Grouping section. So now I'm going to come and select Attach. And so now we'll see I can take and I can resize my design and move it around the canvas, and it will stay together as one item. The biggest difference we'll see between group and attach is when we go to send it to the machine. So I'm going to come out to Output and select Send to Machine, and select Next and Continue. Now we're on the craft project page, and you see it has a design on the mat, and it is wanting to cut and draw my design on one material on one mat, kind of like it's one process. And it's kept my love and my heart together. So I could select Move to Top, or I could even do Rearrange to reduce waste and Manual and move it around on the mat, and it stays together. This is the biggest difference between attach and group. Because group, I could move it around and size it on the canvas, but it wanted it on two separate mats. Where with attach, not only was I able to rearrange and move it on the canvas together, but it has kept it together on my mat. So when I send it to the machine, it will draw love in the center of my heart and not think it's two separate mats or processes. Since we have looked at grouping and attaching, we are now going to look at welding and what it means to weld two items together. It's basically what the name says. You're going to take two shapes and you'll weld them together, so that way you create a brand new third shape, and then it will just cut or draw just the outer perimeter or the outside outline of that new shape. So to see what that looks like, I'm going to come to the left-hand side and select Add and a basic shape. And I'm going to start with the circle and select OK. And then I'll move that so that way we can see it. And then I'm going to come back to the Add and select another basic shape. And this time I'm going to select the diamond and select OK. Now I'm going to move this. And then I'm going to take and make my diamond just a little larger, just so we see the points are sticking out of the circle. And then I'm going to come to the left-hand side and select all, and then come to my grouping, and I'm going to weld. And we see how it created a brand new shape. We no longer see our circle and our diamond together. It is one shape, one item. And so it has taken and welded the circle and the diamond together to create this brand new third shape. So now I'm going to send this shape to my machine just so we can see what it looks like on the craft project page. So I'm going to select next and continue. And here we see our brand new shape on the craft project page. It again is no longer the circle and the diamond, it is our new shape. And with that, we have explored the differences in how to use group, attach, and weld.